Hello again, folks. It's Barry here with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair, and the subject of this video is why the chrome face Chrysler units. This is the very popular Chrysler AM 8-track, but only the chrome face version, not the black face version, but the chrome face version with the two thumb wheels on each side of the tape door. Why these are not a good candidate for stock repair. On almost all of these, I'm only going to be willing to do a conversion on them, modern conversion, and I'm going to go into why that is the case. I've got one. This is going to take a little bit of a tricky camera work here, and so I apologize that I'm not real prepared for that. So we're just going to have to do this, kind of wing it. I believe this camera is going to take us right to the unit that I'm working on. There it is. Okay, now this is pretty much an extreme close-up of a unit, the same type of unit that I've got upside down, and I've been operating it for about the past half hour. I've got the output going into a dummy resistance load, so that I didn't have to listen to the thing cranking out at a moderate volume, for all that time. And then what I've done here is I'm simulating the environment that it's in. This unit is currently turned upside down on my bench, and what we're going to do is I wanted to let the temperature build up the same way that it builds up behind the dash, so that we can see how hot some of this stuff gets. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a good temperature reading, and let me there's probably another camera that I need to be using. Maybe not. Let's just see how well we do with this. You may not, the temperature readout may be a bit fuzzy, but you should be able to make it out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this cover off. This unit's been operating and it's very hot to the touch, and I'm going to direct my thermometer right here on the output transformer. As you can see, that puppy is running at about 175 degrees right there. Now, needless to say, that is extremely hot. This output transformer is right next to two of the output transistors, which normally get very hot in operation, and that's why they're mounted on that aluminum heatsink to help dissipate the heat. That transistor is measuring about 160 at times. The other one, interestingly, is only about 120, and then the piece of aluminum that's dissipating the heat is measuring at about 150. And then we'll go back to the output transformer once again, and that output transformer, it's starting to cool off already because it's getting a little bit of airflow. But that thing was reading at about 170 degrees, and that is just ridiculous. And as you can see, let's move to our overhead camera here. This is our overhead cam, and this is, as you can see right here, this is where you can see where shellac has been dripping out of that transformer. That transformer gets so hot that the shellac that's poured over the windings melts, and now that shellac is runny enough for me to just soak it up with this Q-tip. You can see where I'm soaking up that shellac. That shellac is very liquid and runny, and it's just a matter of time before this transformer goes out. So my ammeter is indicating that it's still working. So I'm going to disconnect my dummy load and hook up actual speakers to this thing, just to show you how this thing can appear to be operating just fine, but
Number 3.
Okay, so there's one speaker going.
Go ahead.
It's a UN vote, and how those countries would vote at the UN on a related
Okay, now you can see
to the Middle East. So the question: who is this very senior official, and is John Roberts?
Why does that matter? Unless they're trying to get them.
You can see.
Oh my God. He wasn't forward. He didn't come forward and tell the administration, tell the government this.
Okay, so as you can see, both speakers are still working.
As a legal matter and as a logical matter.
So just for these customers who say, okay, well, this thing's working, how could there be a problem? Well, I've just shown you how there's a problem. This thing is working through both speakers, but this output transformer is and it's only cooled down to about 160. No, 100. Okay, this output transformer is reading at 170. It's still reading about 170, depending on exactly where I put it. And so there's. So that was, and that's really the only purpose of this video, was to show the customer exactly why this type of unit is not a good candidate for stock repair. In almost all cases, I'm only going to be willing to convert it if there is no signs of previous overheating, if there's no shellac dripping, running out of this transformer and hardened into a little ball of wax, then I might be willing to go ahead and repair it to standard stock. But there is never a warranty on an existing output section on any work coming out of my shop, and this output transformer has not been available for decades. So it's just a matter of time before this output transformer breaks down. The insulation between the wires is already broken down, and the insulation is melting between the windings. It's slowly shorting out, and so that's pretty much was the main purpose of this video, was just to show you the customer why the chrome face Chrysler units are not a good candidate for stock repair. In almost all cases, you're going to be sending it back in the next couple of years, and there's not going to be any discount on the conversion because I'm already trying to talk you out of repairing it to standard stock in the beginning. So it's really best to go ahead and do an internal conversion on this type of radio. Get it done, pay for the conversion, be done with it. It's out of my hair, it's off your mind, and you can enjoy it for many years. So, on that semi-happy note, this is Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair. And once again, the type of unit we're talking about is the chrome face Chrysler thumb wheel units. For the most part, the AM 8-Tracks that has 2 thumb wheels on either side of the tape opening. The chrome face units are very poor candidates for repair to standard stock. The repair is most likely not going to last very long, and you're probably going to have to send it back for work that will not be under warranty and will not be done at a discount to do the conversion. So, on that, again, this is Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair. You can reach me directly at 928-533-9666. My website is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, listening. We'll see you next time.